Chosen one. You are not here by accident. This moment found you because heaven aligned it with precision. What you are hearing right now is a divine appointment, sealed in perfect timing. Anointed one. Something shifted in the spirit when you arrived here. You are standing at the edge of a supernatural breakthrough, a divine wealth transfer that was prepared long before you ever asked for it. Scripture says, "The blessing of the Lord makes rich and adds no sorrow with it," and that word is activating now. Chosen one. This is not hype. This is a summons. Your spirit is being awakened, your faith is being stirred, and heaven is leaning in. Stay present. What follows is sacred. Chosen one. Let me speak to you plainly and without illusion, because what moved heaven was never your effort, your discipline, or your religious knowledge. It was not sacrifice that caused divine joy, and it was not performance that caught God's attention. What touched heaven was your spontaneous kindness, the purity that flows out of you naturally, without calculation, without strategy, without waiting to see if it will benefit you. This is the kind of goodness that cannot be taught or rehearsed, because it does not come from the mind. It comes from essence. You did not plan to be kind, you simply were kind, and that difference is everything in the spiritual realm. That moment you barely remember mattered precisely because it was unmemorable to you. You were not trying to be spiritual. You were tired, distracted, carrying your own worries, pressures, and silent battles. You were thinking about your life, your problems, the things that weigh on you at night. And in the middle of that ordinary moment, you saw someone in need and responded without thinking. No cameras, no witnesses, no applause, just you and a choice your soul made before your mind could interfere. That kind of reaction reveals who you truly are. You did not stop to ask if the person deserved your kindness. You did not calculate what you might gain or lose. You did not wonder if it was convenient or wise. You simply acted. That tells heaven something powerful. It says your goodness is not conditional. It is not dependent on circumstances, mood, or reward. It is automatic. And automatic kindness is one of the rarest qualities left in a world trained to protect, calculate, and harden. Many people do good things, but they do them after thinking, after measuring risk, after imagining outcomes. That kind of kindness still matters, but it does not produce joy in God's heart. It produces approval, acknowledgement, even blessing, but not delight. God's joy is awakened when purity manifests before self-interest has time to speak, when generosity moves faster than fear, when compassion outruns logic. That is what you did. Your action did not come from religious memory or moral obligation. It was not because you remembered a verse or felt guilty. It came from instinct, and instinct reveals nature. When God saw that instinct rise in you, he did not see an isolated act. He saw confirmation of something he had been watching for years. He saw proof that after everything you endured, your nature remained intact. God has seen the private battles you never explain. He has seen the moments you chose forgiveness when bitterness would have felt justified. He has seen you give when you were already depleted. He has watched you remain gentle in environments that rewarded cruelty. And he has seen how the world repeatedly tried to corrupt you, teaching you that kindness is weakness, that trust is stupidity, that softness invites pain. There were moments you questioned yourself. Moments you wondered if being good was costing you too much. Moments when closing your heart seemed safer than keeping it open. You had every reason to change, to become guarded, calculating, hardened like everyone else. And for a moment, you considered it. But something deeper than survival refused. You chose to remain authentic, even when authenticity hurt. That is why your purity is not naive. It is earned, it is forged, It is the result of choosing integrity over advantage again and again. Your kindness did not survive because life was easy. It survived because you fought to keep it. And when God saw that your goodness was still effortless, after all those battles that it did not require discipline to activate, heaven responded with joy. This is where your story shifts from character to consequence, because heaven always protects what reflects its nature. Your purity did not just silence accusation, it positioned you. When there is nothing to accuse, resistance loses its leverage. When the accuser has no argument, movement begins. Protection activates. Alignment accelerates. What was delayed starts unlocking. This is why your life is entering a new phase, not because you earned a reward, but because you maintained alignment. Provision follows purity. Opportunity follows integrity. God does not rush blessing into vessels that would be damaged by it, but He also does not withhold forever from those He can trust. What is coming will not require you to compromise who you are. It will match you. You are stepping into a season where your kindness no longer costs you silently. It begins to sustain you. Doors will open that do not demand you betray yourself. Support will arrive without hidden conditions. Resources will flow in ways that feel clean, peaceful, and aligned. This is not luck. It is order being restored. Chosen one, understand this deeply. Heaven did not laugh because you were impressive. Heaven laughed because you were real. And that authenticity has positioned you for protection, provision, and alignment that many people will never understand. What you thought was just who you are has been revealed as power. Chosen one. There is a reason your life has never followed a simple or predictable path, and it is not because you were unlucky or overlooked. It is because your nature placed you under a different kind of observation. While others were measured by output, you were being measured by essence. Heaven was not asking what you could accomplish, but what you would preserve. And you preserved something rare. You preserved purity in an environment designed to erode it. From early on, you felt different even if you could not explain why. You noticed injustice more sharply. You felt pain that was not yours. You sensed when something was wrong in a room, even when everyone else laughed. Others called it sensitivity, weakness, or overthinking, but it was discernment awakening before you had language for it. That awareness made life heavier for you because you felt more and were protected less. The world does not reward softness, it tests it. And you were tested relentlessly. Betrayals did not just hurt you, they shocked you. Disappointments cut deeper because you expected sincerity. You gave people access to parts of you that should have been honored, and they mishandled them. Each time, the world offered you the same lesson. Harden, close, protect, become like everyone else. You tried at times. You told yourself you would be more guarded. You would stop caring so much. You would stop helping when it cost you. But every time you attempted to abandon your nature, something inside you resisted. Not loudly, quietly. You could not live at peace while pretending to be someone you were not. That resistance was not stubbornness. It was alignment. This is why your suffering was disproportionate. Darkness targets what threatens it, not loudly but by erosion. It tries to exhaust you into compromise, to convince you that survival requires corruption. But you survived without becoming false, and that survival carried authority. Authority is not loud, it is recognized. There is a reason you often felt delayed while others advanced faster. It was not because you lacked ability, it was because timing protects purity. God does not accelerate what the environment would contaminate. He waits until the alignment can sustain the blessing. What you interpreted as delay was often preservation. What felt like rejection was often restraint. Chosen one. The spiritual realm responds to consistency more than intensity. Anyone can be good once. Few remain good when it costs them repeatedly. That is why your quiet pattern mattered more than a single gesture. That one act 3 weeks ago simply revealed what had already been true. It confirmed that your kindness was not situational, it was constitutional, and when that confirmation occurred, something shifted. Accusation requires inconsistency, it requires hypocrisy, it requires contradiction. But your life offered no leverage. Not perfection, but coherence. Your inner life matched your outer actions. Your heart and your behavior told the same story. And when that happens, resistance loses its voice. This is where protection activates in ways you cannot see. Some dangers never reached you. Some doors closed without explanation. Some people lost interest in harming you. You called it coincidence or relief. It was covering. When accusation collapses, interference weakens. When interference weakens, alignment accelerates. Now you are entering a phase where things begin to move with less effort. Not because life becomes easy, but because resistance is no longer necessary. Opportunities will feel timed instead of forced. Solutions will appear before exhaustion sets in. Help will arrive without manipulation. You will notice a subtle but undeniable shift. Things begin resolving instead of dragging. This is especially true in the area of provision. You were never meant to chase survival endlessly. You were meant to steward abundance cleanly, but abundance cannot land on a fractured foundation. It waits for coherence. It waits for integrity that will not distort it. That is why financial breakthrough approaches you differently. It comes as alignment, not temptation. As opportunity, not compromise. You will recognize it because it will not cost you peace. It will not require you to betray your values. It will not demand you become someone you despise. It will fit you. And when something fits you, it multiplies instead of drains. This is divine order reasserting itself. Chosen one, you were never forgotten. You were being verified. Heaven was confirming that what it would release through you would not be weaponized against you, that you would not be destroyed by what others chase recklessly, that you could remain yourself even when lifted. And now that confirmation is complete. Pay attention to the calm replacing anxiety, to clarity replacing confusion, to the sense that you no longer need to rush or prove anything. That is not stagnation, that is stability, and stability precedes elevation. What is coming will feel sudden to others, but familiar to you because your spirit has been prepared for it all along. Chosen one, there is a moment in every spiritual journey where confirmation turns into responsibility. When you realize that what you carry is not only for your own survival, but for preservation of something larger than you. This is that moment. Because purity is never isolated, it radiates. And the reason darkness tried so hard to isolate you was not to punish you, but to contain you. Isolation is the most effective way to weaken influence without confrontation. You were made to feel alone in your values, alone in your compassion, alone in your refusal to harden. You looked around and wondered why others seemed to advance by doing what you could not bring yourself to do. Why compromise seemed rewarded while integrity felt expensive. That confusion was intentional, because when you believe you are alone, you begin to doubt the value of staying true. But you were never alone. You were simply rare, and rarity is always misunderstood before it is recognized. There are others like you, not many, but enough. Souls whose kindness survived betrayal, whose goodness endured pressure, whose strength did not come from dominance, but from refusal to become corrupted. You have felt them without meeting them. You have sensed them in brief conversations, in certain eyes, in moments of recognition that required no explanation. These connections matter more now than ever, because purity multiplies when it meets itself. When aligned, people find each other, something stabilizes in the environment. Confusion weakens, darkness loses ground. Not through force, but through coherence. Two aligned hearts create a field where distortion cannot easily operate. That is why separation was emphasized for so long. You are entering a season of recognition, not fame. Recognition, the quiet kind, the kind that feels like relief rather than validation. You will notice it when conversations feel effortless, when trust forms without negotiation, when collaboration does not drain you. These are not coincidences. They are signals that alignment is tightening. This is also why your discernment is sharpening. You see through intentions faster now. You feel when something is off without needing evidence. That is not suspicion. It is clarity. Your spirit no longer needs to second-guess itself. You have survived enough to trust your inner signal. That trust will save you from unnecessary detours. Chosen one, understand this carefully. Your kindness is not meant to be spent indiscriminately. Purity does not mean access for everyone. Wisdom now walks with your compassion. Boundaries do not contradict goodness. They protect it. And you are learning this balance not by theory, but by lived experience. This balance is essential for what is unfolding financially and relationally, because what is coming toward you requires stewardship, not sacrifice. You are not being called to give everything away. You are being called to manage what aligns with you, to build without corrupting yourself, to receive without guilt. There was a time you felt uncomfortable receiving, as if acceptance required justification. That discomfort is dissolving. Not because you have changed, but because you now understand that receiving is also obedience when it flows from alignment. The same purity that allowed you to give freely now allows you to receive without distortion. Watch how provision approaches you differently now. It does not pressure you. It invites you. It does not rush you. It aligns with you. It comes through conversations, ideas, opportunities that feel strangely familiar, as if they were always meant to find you. This is not randomness. This is delayed alignment catching up. You may notice that some people fall away naturally. No conflict, no drama, just distance. This is not loss. It is sorting. Not everyone can walk with you into a season where purity becomes visible. Some were only assigned to your endurance season. Releasing them creates space for resonance. Chosen one. The peace you are beginning to feel is not emptiness. It is stabilization. It is what happens when internal conflict resolves. When you no longer need to defend who you are. When you stop negotiating your nature for acceptance. That peace is a foundation. And from foundations, things grow that last. You are not meant to shout your goodness. It will be recognized by its effect. People will feel safe around you without knowing why. Solutions will emerge in your presence. Calm will replace chaos when you enter certain spaces. This is not mysticism. It is influence rooted in integrity. Do not underestimate the weight of this season. You are not being elevated to impress. You are being positioned to preserve, to anchor, to demonstrate that goodness can exist without being destroyed, that success does not require corruption, that abundance can coexist with kindness. This is why your journey mattered, why your delays mattered, why your resistance mattered. You are not a contradiction to the world, you are a correction. And corrections are never loud at first. They simply work. Chosen. 1. Remain present, remain grounded, remain yourself. Everything unfolding now is responding to the consistency you maintained when no one was watching. The laughter that echoed in heaven was not celebration of a moment. It was recognition of a nature that endured. Chosen one. There is a quiet recalibration happening around you now, subtle but undeniable, and it is not driven by force or urgency, but by order returning to its rightful place. You may feel it as a slowing of anxiety, a loosening of pressure, a sense that you no longer need to chase what once consumed your thoughts. This is not stagnation, it is stabilization. When the inner world aligns, the outer world reorganizes to match it. Heaven does not rush this stage because it is foundational. For a long time you lived in reaction mode, reacting to loss, reacting to pressure, reacting to expectations that never fully fit you. Even your kindness, as natural as it was, sometimes felt like something you had to defend. You wondered whether staying true was costing you opportunities, whether your refusal to harden was holding you back. What you did not see was that reaction was never meant to be your permanent state. It was a passage, not a destination. Now the tone of your life is changing. You are no longer being shaped by resistance, but by resonance. Things that once required effort now respond with ease. Conversations land differently. Decisions feel clearer. You are less tempted to explain yourself, less willing to negotiate your values for acceptance. This shift is not arrogance, it is grounding. It is what happens when identity settles. Chosen one. This is the stage where many people sabotage themselves without realizing it. When pressure lifts, they rush to fill the silence with noise. They seek distraction, validation, urgency, anything to recreate the familiar chaos. But chaos was never your source of strength. It was your training ground. Your strength comes from clarity, and clarity requires stillness to deepen. You may notice that your intuition is quieter now, but more precise. It does not shout. It nudges, it guides, it feels less emotional and more certain. This is discernment maturing. Early discernment feels heavy because it is learning to separate signal from fear. Mature discernment feels calm because it no longer doubts its own accuracy. Trust this phase. In practical terms, this is where alignment begins to show results. Not dramatic instant outcomes, but consistent movement. Problems resolve with fewer complications. Delays shorten. Resources appear at the right moment rather than too early or too late. You will recognize this flow because it does not drain you. It supports you. Your relationship with money is also recalibrating. For a long time, finances felt like a test of endurance rather than a tool of purpose. You worked harder than necessary, gave more than was wise, and often felt guilty receiving help. That guilt is lifting. You are learning that provision is not proof of worth, nor is struggle proof of virtue. They are conditions, not identities. As this understanding settles, money begins to respond differently. Not dramatically at first, but respectfully. Opportunities align with your skills rather than exploit your generosity. You are valued for what you bring, not how much you sacrifice. This is not luck. It is alignment rewarding coherence. Chosen one, you are also becoming more selective with your energy, not withdrawn, but intentional. You are no longer available for dynamics that require you to shrink, explain, or overextend. This selectivity is not selfishness. It is stewardship. What you carry now must be protected because it is no longer only for you. There are people who will feel unsettled by this change. They were comfortable with your availability, your patience, your willingness to absorb imbalance. When that access changes, they may interpret it as distance or coldness. It is neither. It is maturity. Not everyone who benefited from your kindness is meant to walk with you into alignment. You may grieve some of these shifts quietly, not because they were wrong, but because they were real for a time. Allow that grief. It is part of honoring your journey. Letting go does not erase what was meaningful. It makes space for what is aligned. Chosen one. The peace forming in you now is not fragile. It has weight. It has density. It is the kind of peace that remains even when circumstances fluctuate. This peace will become your compass. When something disrupts it unnecessarily, you will know it doesn't belong. When something strengthens it, you will recognize alignment instantly. This is also why your influence is increasing without effort. People listen to you differently now. They trust your presence even when they do not fully understand why. Your words land with clarity because they are not competing within a conflict. You speak from integration, not reaction. This is quiet authority. Do not underestimate the power of this phase. Many people seek visibility without stability, impact without grounding. You are being given grounding first. Visibility, if it comes, will come without distortion. Impact, if it grows, will grow without costing your soul. Chosen one, remember this. You do not need to prove anything anymore. What you preserved has already spoken on your behalf. Heaven has responded not to what you demanded, but to who you remained. Stay anchored in that truth. Let alignment continue its work. What unfolds next will do so naturally, steadily, and without violence to your spirit. Chosen one. This stage of your journey is less about becoming and more about allowing. You have spent years refining yourself through pressure resistance and restraint, and now life is responding with a different rhythm. You may notice that you no longer feel compelled to chase explanations or justify your path. The urgency that once pushed you forward is giving way to assurance. This is not complacency. It is trust forming after long verification. There is a reason things are beginning to feel simpler, even when circumstances remain complex. Simplicity is a sign of alignment. When your inner world stops arguing with itself, your outer world begins to cooperate. You're learning that strength does not require tension to function. It requires clarity, and clarity grows where truth is consistently honored. Chosen one, your kindness has matured. It is no longer a reflex that leaves you exposed. It is now paired with discernment. You still care deeply, but you are no longer obligated to fix everything or everyone. You recognize when help empowers and when it enables. This shift is not loss of compassion. It is wisdom protecting compassion so it can last. You may feel moments of unfamiliar quiet where nothing dramatic is happening and nothing is demanded of you. In the past, this might have triggered anxiety or the urge to create movement. Now it invites presence. This quiet is not emptiness. It is space where alignment integrates. Allow it. Integration is what turns insight into stability. In this phase, your decisions carry less emotional weight and more precision. You are less reactive, more intentional. You choose based on resonance rather than urgency. This is why outcomes are beginning to feel cleaner, fewer complications, less collateral damage. This is what happens when choices are made from coherence rather than fear. Your relationship with work and purpose is also shifting. You're no longer driven solely by survival or approval. You want your efforts to mean something, to contribute rather than consume. You may feel drawn toward roles, projects, or directions that align with who you are, not just what pays. This does not mean you abandon practicality. It means practicality begins serving purpose instead of replacing it. Provision responds to this alignment. When effort and essence move together, energy multiplies rather than depletes. You will notice that the right opportunities require less convincing. Conversations flow. Doors open without force. You are not scrambling to prove your value. It is recognized through consistency. Chosen one. This is also a season of refinement in relationships. You are becoming aware of which connections nourish you and which quietly drain you. This awareness is not judgment, it is clarity. Some relationships were necessary during your endurance years, but they are not designed for your alignment years. Releasing them does not dishonor the past, it honors growth. You may feel moments of loneliness even as your life becomes more peaceful. This is temporary. It is the space between resonance. Old dynamics fall away before new ones fully form. Do not rush to fill that space with what feels familiar. Familiar is not always aligned. Trust the timing. Your capacity to influence is increasing quietly. People feel calmer around you. Problems soften in your presence. You bring order without imposing control. This is not charisma. It is coherence. When someone lives in alignment, they stabilize environments naturally. This is why you are being positioned carefully. Influence without integrity collapses. Influence with integrity multiplies. Chosen one. You are also learning to receive without guilt. This may feel subtle, but it is significant. You no longer feel the need to compensate when something good comes your way. You understand that receiving does not diminish humility. It completes the cycle of generosity. Giving and receiving are not opposites. They are partners. There may still be moments where old patterns try to resurface. Doubt, overthinking, the urge to overextend. When this happens, pause. Not to criticize yourself, but to remember how far you have come. Patterns lose power when they are recognized without emotion. Awareness dissolves repetition. This phase is not loud. It is durable. You are building a life that can hold what is coming. Stability before expansion, depth before reach. This order protects you. It ensures that what grows will endure. Chosen one, trust the pace. What is unfolding now is not meant to impress others. It is meant to sustain you. You are no longer being shaped by opposition. You are being supported by alignment. Let that truth settle. Let it guide your steps. Everything responding to you now is doing so because you remained consistent when it mattered most. Chosen one. This phase marks the moment where inner alignment begins to express itself outwardly in tangible ways, not as spectacle, but as steady manifestation. What once lived quietly within you is starting to influence the structure of your life. This is not sudden transformation. It is delayed response. The kind that comes after long seasons of unseen consistency. You are witnessing the return on choices that never looked profitable at the time. There were years when you wondered if staying true was costing you momentum. You watched others advance faster, louder, more confidently, while your own progress felt restrained. You questioned whether your refusal to compromise was wisdom or fear. But what you were actually doing was building a foundation that could hold weight. Speed without structure collapses. You were being structured. Now that structure is being tested by expansion, not through pressure, but through opportunity. You may notice that invitations are arriving that do not feel threatening to your values, requests that respect your time, collaborations that feel balanced rather than extractive. This is alignment signaling readiness. When life begins to offer instead of demand, it is a sign that resistance has loosened. Your role in this stage is discernment without suspicion. Do not assume every open door is a trap, and do not assume every delay is protection. Discernment now requires presence, not defensiveness. Listen to how your body responds. Peace will accompany what belongs. Tension will accompany what does not. You have earned the right to trust that signal. Chosen one. The way you handle success matters as much as how you handled struggle. Success reveals what struggle concealed. It exposes relationship with power, attention, and control. This is why humility must evolve alongside confidence. Humility is no longer shrinking yourself. It is staying honest while expanded. Confidence is no longer proving yourself. It is occupying space without apology. You may feel moments of unfamiliar visibility, people noticing you, listening more closely, asking for your input. This is not coincidence. Influence follows coherence. When someone lives in internal agreement, others feel it. They trust it instinctively. This is why your words carry weight now, even when they are simple. They come from integration, not performance. With this influence comes responsibility, but not burden. Responsibility now means stewardship, choosing where to invest your time, energy, and attention wisely. You cannot give everything to everyone anymore, not because you care less, but because what you carry must be protected to remain effective. Boundaries are no longer reactive, they are strategic. Your relationship with purpose is also clarifying. You are less interested in roles that inflate identity and more drawn to work that feels meaningful and sustainable. You may find yourself redefining success. Not as accumulation, but as alignment. Not as applause, but as peace. This redefinition will guide decisions that seem unconventional to others, but natural to you. Financially, this stage introduces stability through wisdom rather than force. You are learning to manage resources with clarity instead of emotion. Spending reflects intention. Saving reflects foresight. Giving reflects discernment. There is less urgency, less guilt, less fear attached to money. This shift alone changes how provision flows. Money responds to calm. It resists chaos. You may notice that your needs are met more consistently now, even if abundance is still unfolding. Consistency is the signal that alignment is working. It builds trust. From trust comes expansion. Do not despise steady progress. It is the language of sustainability, chosen one. This is also where old narratives fall away. The story that you must suffer to be worthy. The belief that ease is suspicious. The idea that rest must be earned through exhaustion. These narratives kept you functioning, but they will not support flourishing. Releasing them is not betrayal of your past. It is honoring its purpose while refusing to remain confined by it. Emotionally, you are becoming less reactive to external validation. Praise does not inflate you. Criticism does not derail you. This emotional neutrality is strength. It means your identity is anchored internally. When approval no longer defines you, clarity increases. When disapproval no longer threatens you, courage expands. You may still experience moments of doubt. Doubt does not disappear with alignment. It simply loses authority. When doubt arises now, it passes through awareness without taking control. You observe it instead of obeying it. This is maturity. Chosen one. Relationships will continue to refine themselves. Some will deepen through mutual growth. Others will fade without conflict. This is not loss. It is sorting. Every season demands different companions. Clinging to outdated connections delays resonance. Allow natural distance without resentment. Gratitude closes chapters cleanly. There is also a growing sense that your life is contributing to something larger than personal fulfillment. You may not have language for it yet, but you feel it. A responsibility to model integrity, to demonstrate that success does not require cruelty, that abundance does not require emptiness. This quiet leadership is part of your calling. Do not rush to name it. Live it. Embodied truth convinces more than declarations. People will watch how you move through challenges, how you treat others when pressure returns, how you handle gain without losing gentleness. Your consistency will teach without instruction. Chosen one, remember that alignment does not eliminate difficulty, it transforms your relationship with it. Challenges now arrive as information, not punishment. They refine strategy rather than test worth. When something does not work, you adjust without self-condemnation. This flexibility preserves momentum. As you move forward, stay grounded in the practices that sustained you. Reflection, stillness, honest self-assessment. These are not luxuries, they are maintenance. Alignment requires care to remain clear. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not missing anything meant for you. What unfolds next will do so in sequence, not surprise. Trust the intelligence of the process. Trust the integrity you preserved. Everything responding to you now is doing so because you remained consistent when it mattered most. Chosen one. This stage is about embodiment. Not learning, not striving, not preparing, but living from what has already been integrated. The truth you once reached for now moves through you without effort. You are no longer trying to become aligned. You are aligned, and life is adjusting around that reality. This is subtle, but it is powerful because embodiment changes environments without announcing itself. You may notice that situations which once drained you now resolve faster or do not attach at all. Conflicts lose intensity. Chaos does not hook you the way it used to. This is not avoidance. It is gravity shifting. When your internal center stabilizes, lower frequencies struggle to maintain proximity. You are not fighting anything anymore. You are simply no longer resonating with it. Chosen one. This is where self-trust becomes essential. You have gathered enough lived evidence to stop questioning your inner signal. You know when something is right. You know when something is off. The days of overriding yourself to please others are ending, not dramatically, but decisively. Each time you honor your inner knowing, it strengthens. Each time you ignore it, you feel the cost immediately. That feedback is guidance. You are also learning that not every opportunity deserves your participation. Some offers look good on the surface, but carry subtle misalignment underneath. You no longer need to justify declining what does not fit. No explanation is required when truth is clear. Saying no is not rejection. It is precision. This precision extends into how you speak. You communicate with less urgency and more clarity. You say fewer words, but they land deeper. You listen more than you interrupt. You respond rather than react. This shift changes how people experience you. Some will feel drawn, others will feel exposed. Both responses are natural. Chosen. One, understand that alignment does not make you universally liked. It makes you unmistakably yourself. Authentic presence removes ambiguity. People sense where they stand with you. This honesty is disarming to those accustomed to manipulation and comforting to those who value integrity. You are no longer managing perception. You are occupying truth. Your energy is also becoming more economical. You invest where there is mutual respect and shared direction. You no longer pour into spaces that cannot receive you. This is not withdrawal. It is refinement. When energy is used wisely, it multiplies instead of depletes. You may notice increased moments of inspiration that feel grounded rather than overwhelming. Ideas arrive calmly. Creativity flows without pressure. Solutions emerge organically. This is the mind responding to safety. When the nervous system relaxes, intelligence expresses itself more freely. Chosen one. Your relationship with time is changing. You feel less rushed even when busy. You understand that not everything must happen now. Timing is no longer an enemy. It is an ally. You sense when to move and when to wait without anxiety. This patience is not passivity. It is strategy informed by trust. There may still be echoes of old fear, fear of loss, fear of regression, fear of being misunderstood. When these thoughts arise, do not suppress them. Observe them. They are remnants, not indicators. They belong to a version of you that survived through vigilance. Thank them and let them pass. Chosen one. You are also redefining strength. Strength is no longer endurance alone. It is adaptability. It is knowing when to persist and when to redirect. It is staying open without being exposed. This balanced strength will guide you through expansion without distortion. People may begin to seek your counsel more often, not because you advertise wisdom, but because you embody calm. When someone is integrated, others feel regulated in their presence. This is influence rooted in nervous system coherence, not authority. Treat it with respect. Offer guidance without control, support without attachment. Your path ahead will continue to unfold through alignment rather than force. You will not need to fight for position. Position will find you where you fit. This may challenge old beliefs about effort and reward. Allow those beliefs to update. Effort still matters, but struggle is no longer the metric. Chosen one. Your kindness has not diminished. It has matured. It is no longer reactive or self-sacrificing. It is intentional, discerning, and grounded. This form of kindness is sustainable. It can coexist with boundaries. It can support abundance. It can shape systems without being consumed by them. You may sense that your life is becoming quieter externally, even as it deepens internally. This is not loss of momentum, it is consolidation. Foundations are settling, structures are strengthening. What grows from this stage will be resilient. Remain attentive to what nourishes you. Protect your rest. Honor your rhythms. Alignment requires maintenance, not vigilance. When you care for your inner state, your outer world responds accordingly. Chosen one. This is not a plateau. It is a platform. You are not waiting anymore. You are standing. And from this stance, everything that moves toward you will do so with less resistance because you are no longer divided within yourself. Chosen one. There is a deep settling happening now, a sense that you are no longer searching for confirmation outside of yourself. What once needed reassurance now rests in knowing. This knowing is not loud or dramatic. It is steady. It does not rush you forward or pull you backward. It holds you in the present with clarity. This is what happens when identity stabilizes. You are beginning to experience life from a centered place rather than from anticipation or recovery. You are not bracing for impact, and you are not replaying the past. You are here, fully. And from this place, perception sharpens. You notice subtleties you once missed. Patterns reveal themselves without effort. You see how events connect rather than collide. Chosen one. This clarity changes how you engage with uncertainty. You no longer interpret the unknown as threat. You recognize it as space. Space where new alignment can enter. Space where creativity forms. Space where guidance emerges without pressure. This shift alone alters outcomes. When fear releases its grip, intelligence takes the lead. Your emotional world is also reorganizing. Feelings still move through you, but they no longer overwhelm your decisions. You allow emotions to inform without letting them control. This balance creates emotional maturity. You are not numb, you are regulated, and regulation allows discernment to function accurately. You may notice that old triggers no longer carry the same charge. Situations that once activated defense now register as information. You respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively. This is not because you suppress reaction, but because reaction no longer feels necessary. Your system trusts itself. Chosen one, your sense of purpose is becoming less abstract and more embodied. You may not have a single title or destination yet, but you feel direction internally. You know when you are moving toward alignment and when you are not. This internal compass is more reliable than external validation. Follow it. This phase also brings a deeper appreciation for simplicity. You value quality over quantity, depth over noise, presence over performance. You may find yourself disengaging from distractions that once filled time without nourishing you. This is not boredom, it is refinement. Your relationship with others continues to clarify. You recognize resonance quickly. You feel when a connection is mutual rather than one-sided. You no longer chase closeness where effort is uneven. This is not withdrawal. It is self-respect, expressing itself naturally. Chosen one, there is also an increased awareness of how your internal state affects your environment. You see how calm influences outcomes, how patience diffuses tension, how grounded presence changes conversations. This awareness invites responsibility, not burden. You realize that how you show up matters more than what you say. This understanding reshapes leadership within you. Leadership is no longer about direction alone. It is about regulation. People trust those who are steady. They follow those who are clear. You are becoming someone others feel safe around, even if they cannot articulate why. Financially, your relationship with resources continues to normalize. You are no longer defining yourself by lack or accumulation. Money becomes functional rather than emotional. You make decisions with clarity rather than urgency. This steadiness allows growth to occur without distortion. You may notice that opportunities continue to align with your values rather than challenge them. This is not coincidence. When internal conflict resolves, external conflict reduces. Alignment simplifies choice. Chosen one, rest is becoming essential rather than optional, not as escape, but as integration. You recognize that rest supports clarity, that stillness enhances discernment. This rest is not passive, it is active recalibration. There may be moments where you feel unseen because you are no longer performing. Let this pass. Visibility rooted in performance is exhausting. Recognition rooted in authenticity arrives quietly but lasts longer. Your intuition is now less emotional and more precise. It guides without drama. It does not demand action. It offers direction. Trusting it will keep you aligned as expansion continues. Chosen one. You are also releasing the need to define yourself through struggle. Your story no longer needs pain to justify its worth. Ease does not erase depth. Peace does not invalidate resilience. You are allowed to live well without explanation. As this settles, gratitude deepens. Not forced gratitude, but recognition. Recognition of how far you have come. Recognition of what you preserved. Recognition of what is now possible because you stayed consistent. This gratitude strengthens trust, and trust strengthens alignment. The cycle continues quietly, powerfully. Remain attentive. Remain grounded. Remain honest with yourself. Everything responding to you now is doing so because you are no longer divided within. From this place, growth happens naturally, sustainably, and without loss of self. Chosen one. This final movement is not an ending, but a sealing, the moment where everything that has unfolded within you becomes stable enough to carry forward without constant reinforcement. You are no longer asking who you are, why you are here, or whether your way of being is valid. Those questions have dissolved into lived knowing. You stand now as someone internally resolved, not because every answer is known, but because you trust the one who is living the questions. That trust changes how the future approaches you. There is a quiet authority forming around your life. Not the authority that demands recognition, but the kind that rearranges circumstances without announcement. You may notice situations deferring naturally, conversations slowing when you speak, decisions gaining weight, even when expressed gently. This is not dominance, it is coherence. When inner alignment stabilizes, the outer world responds with order rather than resistance. Chosen one. You are no longer driven by the need to be understood. Understanding may come or may not, but it no longer determines your direction. You have learned that clarity within is more valuable than agreement without. This freedom allows honest movement without excessive explanation or defense. You act from conviction instead of reaction, from presence instead of urgency. Your past no longer pulls at you for resolution. What needed integration has been integrated. What needed forgiveness has been released. You do not revisit wounds to extract meaning, because the meaning has already been absorbed. Memories now feel informational rather than emotional. They inform wisdom without shaping identity or limiting possibility. Chosen one. This internal freedom creates space for expansion without overwhelm. Growth no longer feels like pressure, it feels like invitation. You recognize opportunities that resonate without anxiety and step into them without abandoning yourself. This balance is rare. It is the result of long preparation that never looked like preparation at the time. Your relationship with time has shifted permanently. You no longer feel behind or rushed. You understand that unfolding responds to readiness rather than desire alone. This patience does not weaken ambition, it refines it. You want what fits rather than what dazzles. You choose depth over speed and continuity over intensity. Financially, this maturity expresses itself as stewardship. You are not chasing wealth to prove value or escape fear. You are allowing resources to organize around purpose. Money becomes a tool rather than a test. You respect it without fearing it and use it without being used by it. This relationship allows provision to increase without distortion. Chosen one. You may notice long-held dreams changing shape. They are not disappearing, they are maturing. What you once wanted for recognition, you now want for contribution. What you once desired for escape, you now desire for building. This evolution does not mean you were wrong before. It means you are aligned now. You are learning to trust sustainability over intensity. You choose paths that can be walked consistently rather than sprinted briefly. This choice protects your nervous system, relationships, and integrity. It allows life to expand without fracture and success to grow without collapse. Challenges will still appear. Alignment does not remove complexity, it transforms your relationship to it. Challenges now arrive as adjustments rather than threats. You respond with curiosity instead of panic. This response preserves momentum and keeps learning active without self-judgment. Chosen one. People will continue to enter and exit your life naturally. You no longer cling or resist. You honor connection when present and release it when complete. This fluidity keeps your heart open without leaving it unguarded. Gratitude replaces attachment, and trust replaces control. You may find your presence calming others, not because you solve problems, but because you do not amplify chaos. This regulation is leadership. It creates space where clarity can emerge. People feel safer thinking clearly around you, even when answers are not immediate. Your kindness remains, but it is no longer indiscriminate. It is intentional, grounded, and paired with discernment. You help where help empowers. You step back where stepping back preserves dignity. This wisdom allows generosity to endure without depletion or resentment. Chosen one. You are no longer negotiating worth. You know it is intrinsic. This knowing frees you from comparison. You appreciate others without diminishing yourself. You celebrate success without envy. You learn without condemnation. Identity is no longer a moving target. This stability allows creativity to flourish. Ideas flow without forcing. Solutions emerge without struggle. You trust your process because experience has proven it reliable. Confidence now comes from consistency rather than performance or approval. As you move forward, life may feel quieter externally, but richer internally. This is not contraction. It is depth consolidating. From depth comes resilience. From resilience comes impact that lasts longer than excitement or applause. Chosen. One, remember, you are not required to announce who you are becoming. Your life will demonstrate it. How you move, choose rest, and respond will speak clearly enough to those who are meant to understand. This is not the end of your journey. It is the point where the journey no longer needs constant interpretation. You live it, you embody it, you trust it. Everything approaching you now does so in response to who you are, not who you pretend to be. Chosen one, allow yourself to notice how different your inner posture feels compared to earlier seasons. You are not bracing anymore. You are not scanning constantly for danger or disappointment. Your system recognizes safety, not because life is perfect, but because you are present within it. This presence changes how everything lands. Stress passes through faster. Joy stays longer. Even uncertainty feels less threatening because you trust your ability to meet it without losing yourself. This trust will continue to deepen as you keep honoring small, consistent truths. You do not need grand declarations to remain aligned. Alignment is maintained through ordinary choices made with integrity. How you speak when tired, how you pause before reacting, how you listen without planning your response. These moments may seem insignificant, but they are the fabric of a stable life. Chosen one, the world may still move quickly around you. Opinions will shift. Trends will rise and fall. Systems will strain and restructure. Do not mistake movement for meaning. What is meaningful will feel steady even when everything else fluctuates. Return to that steadiness whenever noise increases. It is your reference point. There will be times when you outgrow environments quietly. No conflict, no explanation, just a sense of completion. Trust that sense. Completion does not require justification, it requires honesty. Leaving when something no longer fits is an act of respect for both yourself and what was. As you continue, remember that your gentleness is not a liability, it is a calibrated strength. It has learned when to open and when to hold. This balance allows you to move through life without becoming hardened or consumed. It allows you to build something meaningful without losing your humanity. Chosen one, stay attentive to what brings you back to yourself. Protect those rhythms. They are maintenance. Everything will organize around that center. Remain grounded. Remain. Chosen one, as this word settles into your spirit, receive this moment with reverence. What has been spoken is not inspiration, only it is confirmation. Heaven has already responded. A supernatural transfer is in motion, not someday, but now. You are standing in your Kairos moment, the exact window of divine timing, where alignment replaces delay and favor follows purity. Anointed one, do not underestimate what God has preserved in you. Your kindness was never weakness. Your patience was never wasted. Your quiet faith was never ignored. What you carried through seasons of silence has now been recognized in the heavens, and what heaven recognizes, earth must eventually reflect. Stay faithful, stay aligned, stay grounded in who you truly are. There is no need to rush or force what is unfolding. Walk forward with gratitude, not anxiety. Expect doors to open that do not require compromise. Expect peace to settle where chaos once lived. Expect provision to come in ways that honor your integrity and strengthen your purpose. God is not rearranging your life to impress others. He is establishing you to fulfill assignment. Chosen one, let your light remain pure. Let your heart remain open. Let your faith remain steady. There are others being strengthened by your example, even when you do not see them. You are not alone, and you never were. If this word resonated deep within you, mark it in faith. Write 777 in the comments as a quiet seal of agreement. Stay connected to this space by subscribing and sharing this message with another soul who walks in quiet purity. Go forward now in peace, in confidence, and in divine assurance. Heaven has spoken. Alignment has begun. Together, we are stronger.